One day you're camping with your friends, and the next you are thought of as some drunk weirdo with an abduction story.
Another day in Florida, I guess.
Yeah, it is. On this episode of Treason Space, Jason and I watched the 2023 sci-fi comedy Foil, which features Rex and Dexter, who blew off their 10-year high school reunion for a weekend at the infamous Vortex. Tensions boil over when they meet an unusually friendly camper who claims to have found a mysterious piece of shiny foil from a crashed UFO.
Thank you all.
Hey, good night.
Not the turn I expected it to go. I knew that it had to do with like the desert and UFOs and all, but the beginning, and this is no insult to your favorite person, but this reminded me a lot of the early Kevin Smith stuff. Not written as well, but still, it's conversations. It's the back and forth conversation, and
Right.
it
It's definitely an indie film.
right, and it was well done as far as an indie film goes.
Yeah, I think so.
I just thought, like the beginning when they were in the and I think it's because they were in the video store. So I Clerks, and then like okay, it's and then he's trying to get the job, and he meets the girl that he hasn't seen in whatever.
Oh yeah, because and that's Dexter, who came back from Hollywood.
Right.
He's like this director.
Yeah, he's a director. But I thought when I saw that, I was like, okay, well, somehow they're going to get together with these high school reunion people, and then a group of them are going to say, hey, we should go to Vortex.
Well, exactly.
And it just went.
Yep. Now it's Rex and Dexter. Like, what the hell?
I
didn't know they were that close.
Yeah, they weren't. That would threw me for a loop there, or not a loop, but I was like, okay, so it's just these two. I did not like how they're driving, and this is just a personal preference. They're driving, and they're like, yeah, but we're actually heading east. It's like, yeah, but in the picture, you're heading this direction. You're heading to the left, and everyone knows that the left is west and the right is east. Even though you can, that depends on where the camera's at.
You were that particular on this movie?
When they said east,
yeah, go ahead.
They said going east, and they're going that, or going the opposite of east because of where the camera was. It's like, no, you've got to at least have the camera on the right side of the truck when you make that comment. Come on. I mean, you can switch back and forth, but when you say the word, we're going east, it should show like you're going left, because left is east.
I didn't even catch a snag with that whatsoever.
Yeah, but that was I don't know, like that.
It sounds like you're just trying to find things that are wrong with this movie.
Oh, I don't have to dig far.
The twist at the end, this movie, one, let me just go ahead and say it was a wake and bake movie, and I just happened to see it. I was like, okay, no one's awake. Let's just go ahead and just pop this thing on and let's see what happens. And then by the time it got to the old guy and Rex drinking, I was like, son of a bitch, how much time do I got left in this?
Well,
and that's when I was like, well, crap, I'm like halfway through. I might as well just finish it.
It wasn't a little long. It didn't have to be that long.
It did not have to be that long.
I don't think it made it any worse or any better, but it just didn't have to be that long.
I did appreciate their presumption of time with drinking. So they kept like adding more cans, and they would cut away, and then they would come back, and there'd be more. Like,
yes,
I enjoyed that fact of like, okay, well, they've been drinking for this long, and
attention to detail on that.
Exactly.
And they filmed it also. You could notice. I noticed the east and west thing. I also noticed that it did get darker as they showed those cans. It's like if you noticed it was getting darker. You could tell the time was changing. So they did really good at that part.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm going to ruin this movie for everyone, or if you even watch this movie. I thought the twist because I knew a twist was coming. I knew it was gonna be an alien or something like that, or some sort of time warp. And when they met up with the old guy, I was like,
Yes.
okay, that's weird. This old guy, and he's really nice and whatever. And he brings the friend, Dexter, I guess, Dex, with him to the camper.
Rex. Rex goes back to the camper. Yep.
And Dexter's alone trying to figure out how to start the fire. And then a second gentleman shows up and starts the fire with his knife and this flint, starts it up.
Yep. Right away.
I'm like, okay, it's a time warp. That guy is the old. These are the two versions. These are the older versions of the other two.
Oh my God, you had that same thought?
Yes.
Oh my God, did you really?
Yeah. No, I just made that up right then. Like,
that's just crazy. I thought the exact same thing. I'm just in complete disbelief. Like, I seriously thought it was the same deal. Like, oh my God, yeah, it's just these two in the
they
future.
Know what they got trapped there, whatever. They knew they were coming. For their separate areas. The older Rex grabbed the younger Dexter and vice versa. It's the same person. They were the same person. And then when they hit the knife, whatever, I'm like, that's exactly what the other guy did.
Right.
And they're trying to correct the I was thinking they're going to try to correct the split between the two. Like, they got older. It's like, we need to fix this. So the younger version of us can get out of here, and we're going to teach them how to, and we won't be stuck where we are. But that's not what happened.
No, I want to watch your movie though.
I want to watch your movie too, because it's the same movie. I mean,
and
the water in the desert or whatever it's called.
The foil in the people, like, why? I mean, it was a choice, and they took it, and well done for them taking that choice. I wouldn't have made that choice, but I guess you got to figure out a way how to kill the two.
Right, and it was. So what was happening was there's foil inside a person. The guy wanted to go out there because he thinks aliens were trying to contact him or abducted him. Little side story. I like how they slowly built that story up.
Yeah, he had coordinates imprinted in his brain. He was the only. Yeah,
but apparently he's not the only one.
And
a lot of them came out there and never returned. But they never talk about no one returning from Vortex.
Mm-hmm.
You figure we're missing that many human beings, someone would say something. It'd be known.
Unless they're from all over.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's true, but
that's just splitting hairs, really.
It is. And it was just, I don't know, there's really much to do, but deep. Words are hard. Hard to say a lot about this movie without breaking it down completely. So let's break it down a little bit here. These two were supposed to go to a 10-year reunion.
Yep.
They met up in a bar on accident.
Yep.
The bartender thought the main character was actually Dana Carvey. I guess this did take place in the 90s. So there is that.
Right. So that definitely helped with the video store and his obscure movie and how nobody's ever seen it. Except one guy.
And that's another thing, is like, okay, why would this one guy have seen this one movie? Because it's his friend who watched it in a time loop.
Right.
It should have been a time loop movie, and it was an actual straight up alien movie. So they decide.
Though.
Do what?
The Airstream?
Yeah. They decide to go to the desert, to the Vortex, because the director writer guy, he's lost his mojo and he's trying to, write some more stuff. And he went there the first time and wrote something, and then he wants to do it again. His buddy goes with him because his buddy's being called out there, and they go to the actual Vortex area and they split up.
And then picture this. Big bugs.
Fuck that. Fuck big bugs.
That's it. Just big bugs everywhere.
And then one goes, "That's the best idea I've ever heard of." What are you? What the fuck?
Really? Yeah. No, I'm just gonna kill you.
Yeah. Yes, and he pulls out. He's gonna kill him, and he could have easily killed him at any point in time as they're talking so much. But it's just So everything about it was telling me it was a time travel type movie until it wasn't. And what I also did not get, it was a change in, or averted my expectations was when the one guy that was with Dexter, that's the writer, right?
Mhm.
And they're at the campsite, and he's not going to kill him anymore. The other because the old men are going to kill the younger men.
Right.
The aliens, they're aliens. Okay.
Though
Sorry.
one of them didn't know that he was an alien.
Right. So he says to him, well, he's going to get him drunk and get him convinced to go ahead and let him pull the metal out of him. And the dude goes, well,
We got time.
you got time because no one can drink him under the table. And the next scene, you ready to do this? Yes, I am. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, but then he's like, wait, I got a little more.
Oh, that was a good callback with the yes, that was a very good callback. I knew there was something about the scene, but I totally forgot about the mushrooms.
Yeah, that was such a crazy twist.
They did a really good job there too.
See, and that's what I want to see. I hate it when you buy some shit and it don't work.
Well, apparently it worked on the freaking alien.
God
Because
damn
there's
it.
another good thing there. He's on the thing about to get cut open, and the dude hands him his knife, and he says, "You know, I'm not that drunk, and you tie shitty knives or knots or something like that."
Yep.
That was a good scene too. That was kind of nice.
And wasn't there bananas in this movie?
There was, because the aliens can project what they want you to see.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, I hate bananas," and he throws them, and then Dexter's like, "Dude, it's still a gun."
Yeah, yeah. It's still a knife.
He's like, "I really hate bananas."
It's like he hates bananas so fierce. And then the greatest twist of all was the guy who takes a shotgun and he shoots both of them
At damn near point blank range.
and then they fly off and like, wow, that's it. But they both live. Why?
Because it was a bird shot.
And they said in the beginning of the movie 2 hours earlier,
It's enough to.
it's not going to kill you, but it's enough to wreck your day.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh damn. See, the writing was pretty good as far as.
Yeah. Well, I think we have spouted it off long enough. Let's see what the audience thought as well. The first 5-star review comes from Shaylee Rowan Leg. Foil is rough around its edges, but it has a good heart and a healthy dose of good nature self-reflection, with a clever spin on alien conspiracy theories and how friendship can get lost and found again in those awkward post-high school years.
Shalaga, ma'am, I'm going to assume that you had a good friend in high school and you didn't see them again until the high school reunion. Now you guys are best friends. Because that's the only justification I can think of watching this movie and giving it 5 stars. Other ratings, because according to Nate, it's so new, or maybe not new, just so unpopular that no one's rating.
It's so obscure.
Obscure. Other ratings. Hope Madden. The second act rambles. Sometimes bromance. Sometimes X-Files. Sometimes stoner comedy. Often The Odd Couple, but not quite enough of any of the elements. That is a very good point. That's exactly what this was. Josh Bell aims for Clerks with aliens and ends up closer to Yoga Hosers, dragging out its comedy sketch premise for more than 100 minutes. I was not the only one that got Kevin Smith in the brain on this one.
It's surprising it wasn't me.
It is, and I'd say it's closer to the Clerks than Yoga Hosers.
And here is was the first review. Comes from Chip A. It was a 0.5 star on May 12th, 2024. This qualifies for the Labad Cinema Award. If you have an hour to waste on a dumb student filmmaking project, this is your ticket. Now that we got those reviews out of the way, it's time to check in with Rotten Tomatoes. Now, this may be a Treason Space first, but Rotten Tomatoes and the audience scored this exactly the same. 0%. This movie has not been rated by either the audience nor Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm going to have to go in there and I'm going to have to rate this movie so at least it has some sort of rating. And why I'm doing that, I appreciate all of you to like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell us that what we're doing is great. Follow us on social media, which is TikTok, which is trees underscore
In
underscore space. And if you don't mind, give us a comment down there, please, because we want to know what you think.
And please tune in if you are have somebody that speaks Spanish to our Spanish YouTube channel, which will be addressed somewhere here because I got to learn how to actually say it. All right, so as far as this movie, like I said, I went in blind. It was a simple cover. I was like, I woke and baked, and
Welcome, Boke, New Jersey.
But yeah, it was a nice little stoner moment. I thought it was just fine, and actually, I'm gonna give this movie a tree and a stump.
That's fair. I enjoyed the writing. I thought the acting was fine. I thought, and we talked about it. I found myself defending it from myself more than attacking it from myself, if that makes sense. So I'm going to up you a little bit, and I'm going to give this a solid 2 trees.
I was really close. Like, I was a blow to the west.
Which way did your hand go when you said west?
It went left.
Left.
Thank you everyone for watching this episode of Treason Space. We definitely greatly appreciate you all so much for subscribing and liking. But please drop a comment. Till next week, we'll see you same time, same channel, Treason Space 1, 7 a.m. Eastern. Take care, everybody.